Hi, this video is to show you how to log in back to CS Linux system and from there to MySQL server to continue to do steps 4 through number 10 of the tutorial 1. So just a recall that in step 3 we created a table which should look like this, and for that we put in two SQL statements: create table sharp, which create an empty table, and insert the 7 records or the value for 7 rows. Okay, so if you remember, after that we got feedback from the system that we have really no idea what the table would look like. So therefore the next step is to see what exactly it is that we have in the table. Okay, and for that, if you want to, in SQL, if you want to see the whole table, there's a command for that: select star, which means everything, from, and then the name of the table, sharp. So first, let's log in into the CS system. Enter username and password, and now we are in, and now we need to log in into MySQL, right? And the command again is h localhost p, and the password, remember this password is different from the one that you have for your current NewPulse account. And now we are in. So let's go back to the instruction again in the project note 1. It said that we need to, if we want to see the whole table, we need to have this command. So that's what we're going to type: select star from sharp. Oh, I got an error. It said no database selected. You know why? Because we forgot an important step. Before you could access a table or anything in a database, you had to use that database first. Okay, remember command use, and then my database is my username and then DB. Okay, so now I have access to this particular database, and now I can repeat this command and let's see what happened. Right there. Now I can see the content of my table sharp, and now we can compare to see if they're exactly the same as what we planned. Okay, and they are the same. So that was step 4, and based on the result we also know that step 3 was done correctly, right? So now step number 5. What if, this company, remember, it sell notebook to school? What if it has a new product, which means now we need to add a new row or a new record into the table, and this new product, the ID or the type is 5 under article, and it's sold by dealer A, and the price is 5.27. So how can we add this row into the table? Well, this is the SQL statement that you would need to have. In general, the syntax or the rule for that would be you insert into, when you put down here the table name, and you can specify all of the column, and then the value, and then you put here the value, right? Um, so then let's do that. So let's enter the statement, and over here you could see that there are different way to type this. You can type insert into table sharp and then go to the new line, and it will prompt you until it see the semicolon, or you can put everything in one row. Okay, but anyway, so now we know that the query is okay, but how can we know that this actually is added? Well, remember the statement that we just learned, select star from sharp, right? So let's use that to see now after, okay, after the statement insert, what do we have in the table? And right there. And so now with this, you could see it's nicely show here that this is before when we insert the new row, and let's see if the new row is actually inserted. Yep, right there. Now step 6, delete. What if, because we decided, this company decided that they no longer carry certain item, so certain kind of notebook, so because of bad sale, nobody buys it anymore, it's not safe for children, etc. So now how can you remove the whole row, or what they call a record? Well, for that, in general, we have this format, and particularly in this case, it's a little bit more complicated. Okay, not only we delete the row, but we actually would use what they call a clause where that specify we were going to delete wherever the dealers be. So now in this particular case, could be because we don't want to deal with dealer B anymore, that's too expensive, etc. Okay, so but here we are just a database specialist, so all we can do is to implement that. We don't ask question why we should delete everything coming from dealer B, but here it is. So delete from sharp where the dealers be. Now again, it's supposed to delete, right? But how would we know? Well, we use the same command that we learned, select star from sharp, to show what it would be now after the operation. And right there, again, now you could see this is before, okay, and this is after. And let's see B. So here we have two, okay, one and then two, and so it's actually deleted 2 rows, and so now we have everything but B. Step 7. Now let's say if by some reason the dealer C decided that they have a kind of a uniform, price for everything that coming from their side. Okay, the price should be set now to $8.23. So now what we need to do, we need to put in an SQL statement or command, which the purpose is to update, to change those price. Okay, so again, update, and then name of the table sharp, and then set wherever the price. Okay, we would change the price, okay, to $8.23, as long as that item comes from dealer C. So we just again need to put in the statement, and again the query is okay. And again we want to see what is after, what do we have in the shop table after the update, and right there. And now again you can compare. Okay, we have only one item from C, so before it was 169, and now it says 823 as it's supposed to be. Step number 8. What if by some reason we want more information to store about each product or item, right? Let's say in this case year, what year it was made. Okay, so that means now we need to add a new column into the table. So in SQL, whenever you change the structure of the table, you use alter, okay, keyword, and then you have to actually put alter table and then put the table name. So in this case, our table name is shop, so we have alter table shop, and because when you add a new column, you need to specify the name for that, which we say year, and then also we have to specify the data type, which is an integer with 4 digits. So now let's just put it in, and again it seems okay, but we want to see what is after. Okay, and let's select start from shop, and again now you could see, you could compare. Okay, this is before only 3 columns, and now after we have this year, and they all are known. Okay, because we only have a command to create a new column, but we didn't insert any value just yet. Step number 9. Now what if we want to update, change the value of the whole column in the table? For example, in this case, after we created a new column called year, we want to set everything to 2000, for example. So you just need to put in, again, use the keyword update, the name of the table you want to change the value to shop, and then set. You remember, like write changes into. So here we specify the name of the column and set to 2000. So let's type it in, and again it went out okay, and again we want to see what will be after. Okay, and so we use the select star from shop again, and now you could see again we can compare. Before, year is all no, and now all 2000, just as it's supposed to be. Step number 10. Delete a column in a table. Now let's say from the business need or change, we don't really need to store the information about the year of the product anymore. No one is interested in that, for example. So we would want to delete that column. So how can we do that? Again, remember, this is about changing the structure of the table. So again, we need to use the keyword alter table and then specify the name of the table, and we use a keyword called drop column. Okay, and then specify the name of the column, which is year. So now go back to the terminal window, which connects us to the MySQL account, and again the query went out okay, and again we like to see what would be now after, what would be the contents of the table after. So again, you select star from shop, and right here you could see and can compare. Now the whole, this is before, this is after. Okay, so the column is delete. Mission accomplished. And that was the last step of the tutorial 1.